Your next stop is your success. And clear negative odds, please.
Happy Friday, everyone, and happy post Ecamm 4.0 release day. Welcome to Building Blocks. I'm Fuljens. Anna is away on a super top secret, high priority video production assignment, or until she posted on social media. So we have to divide and conquer today, especially on the post 4.0 day. We would like to share several amazing features in Ecamm 4.0 with you all. We have the beefy camera switcher and multi-streaming and all that stuff, but there are some amazing tools in here that will help you with your overall work flow. So we're going to get into that shortly, but first of all, shout out to the entire Ecamm live community, Ken and Glenn, the moderators, everyone involved, Team Beta, Beta Bunch, for making this a success. Yesterday was like a parade. The release was like a parade because it's, everything goes on in a parade, right? There's fun, there's like interesting things, there's interesting people that come out the woodworks. So the release was like a parade. Let's go into the comments real quick before we start. I said hello to a few of you during the countdown. Richard is here. Good morning, Richard. Parker is here. Mr. Moderator, hello. Thank you for being here, helping me out all by my lonely. Happy Friday to you, Tatiana. Sam, good to see you here. Wayne, good to see you here as well. AG is here. Hello. Whoa. Comments are lit. AG is here. Yes, a parade of Ecamm stars. Yes, it was a party. Absolutely. And thank you. And we're gonna, speaking of the camera switcher, there are some tips and tricks with the camera switcher that we'll cover this morning, and so you could get a little shot of what's happening back there as well with the camera switcher. So stay tuned for that. While I'm presenting, if you have any questions, please make sure you do your Q:\space. Helps myself find it and helps Paul find it as well while we go through these things. The first one we want to go over is, why is it not here? Here it is. Adding chapter markers to your videos. This is awesome, and this is such a simple command, right? And this will help you actually timestamp your videos, whether you're live or pre-recorded. And not only can you timestamp them, but you can label them as well. So if I go into live demo mode, two things, right? If you type the M key, marker added, right? You see that marker added. And if we want to be more specific, we can do Shift M and, right? So this, I already had closing thoughts here, but this is adding markers, right? So Shift M, you can actually label your markers. And let's get out of live demo mode. When you have, once you end your recording, your marker, you're going to get a text file in Ecamm, and it'll look a little something like this, right? So you'll have your Ecamm live recording, and you can label your markers just like this. It's really awesome. So this way, when you go back and you want to repurpose your videos, or you want to timestamp your videos on YouTube, this is such a small but super duper helpful feature in Ecamm version 4. That is Anna's favorite feature, and I believe it's Paul's favorite feature as well. Yes, chapter markers. Paul says one of my favorites. All right, moving right along, we have, oh my gosh, so this is becoming my favorite, which is interacting with your widgets. And, you know, let's just simplify this. Interacting with your web pages, right? And think of all the things that you can pull from your web pages. You can pull, we do presentations, we do games on Genially, there are YouTube videos, right? There's so much stuff online that you can now eliminate the screen share and have them running as a widget. So I have two samples here for you. The first one is, where is it? Oh, interesting. Let's refresh this. Refresh works, right? The first one is here, the video with the Ecamm Live version 4.0 release with Ken and Glenn, and simply brought this in as a widget. And this is a web page running, right? So, and there's a few things that you can do here. Let's go into demo mode, right? You can actually interact with this. You see this little toggle thing right here, this little blue. It turns blue when you toggle it on. So when you have this toggled on, you can actually interact with this. I custom cropped it in here so it could look nice and clean before we go live. But look at that, the sound. You have the sound playing. You can actually pause. You can scrub through the file. You can do everything because you're actually controlling the web page directly from a widget, which is pretty cool. Now, keep in mind, if we click on the pencil here, keep in mind that if we leave, for example, I have this on keeping running. So continue running the widget even after hiding it or a scene change. So if I leave the scene, for example, and we have the volume on, so Ken and Glenn are talking here. So if I leave the scene.
And this is a really good question. Will multi-streaming be a pro feature?
Right, so it continues running in the background. So you can hear Ken and Glenn still, right? So you have to be careful and just be wary of that. And make sure that if you don't want it to continue running, especially this YouTube video, just make sure you pause it or keep the video muted, right? So that's one example. The other example is trivia. So for example, on ENN, we like to do genially gamification like this, right? So this trivia game, instead of pulling a screen share, can actually control it directly inside of Ecamm Live as a widget overlay. And this is coming from Genially's website where you're able to go into presenter mode. Same thing like Canva. If you go into presenter mode, you can control it here directly, right? So press start, you hear the sound, and this was the trivia from this past Monday's ENN. Answer at that time was 25, but the final, as of 1/23/23 was 25, but then the final number was 26. I kind of suspected it was going to take 26 betas. So that's that. But this is my favorite feature right now, the web widget overlays that you can interact with it like this. And I'm slowly just like saying goodbye to screen share overlays when it comes to sharing web pages at least. So screen share overlay, peace out. All right, let's go to comments real quick and see what's going on here. Tatiana says, yes, can timestamp my lives. Absolutely. Chapter markers, says Paul, one of my favorites. Q colon, can I make the chapter markers in advance before going live? You know what you can do, Tatiana? That's a good question. Probably have your notes ready. So like your titles, for example, markers, widgets, camera switcher, have them listed. And then when you hit Shift M, you're able to copy and paste instead of typing it in. That I think that will help the process much faster. That's a great question. Yes, Sam agrees. This is very helpful. Missed this yesterday. Hello, Paul Dixon. Good to see you here. I was just playing with the interactive web widget. It is awesome, 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 awesome. Happy Friday, my favorite tech. Good to see you here. All right. So moving right along, the next one we have is, this isn't also like, it can be a small feature, but it is a game changer. And that is scheduling, LinkedIn scheduling and auto captioning. You can, not only can you add LinkedIn as a destination now inside of Ecamm, but you can also, so there's an option where you can do auto captioning as well. And it looks a little something like this right here. So if you see at the top, we have Ecamm Network LLC. That's the LinkedIn, Ecamm LinkedIn. And under the description, you have additional platform options. And you have this toggle right there, generate automatic captions for LinkedIn Live. Super duper awesome. Camera switcher, the camera effects in the new switcher, right? We have to go into demo mode to show you what's going on here with the camera switcher. So for example, you have all sources, right? This is where you have all your cameras. I don't have much going on. I have two cam links here. The crisp camera, which is basically the FaceTime camera, and it's like pointed right underneath the camera lens, and a guest one. But if we go here to A/B right here, this is where you can actually add camera placeholders, and it's so simple. There's a little plus icon here. You add that. You can say add placeholder camera or add a network camera. But if I was to add a placeholder camera, right? So what camera do you want? It's going to be camera D now because I already have A, B, and C. So what would you like to assign to camera D, Mr. Henry? Do you want to do guest 1, guest 2, guest 3, guest 4, one of your cam links? I'll say, hey, Ecamm, I want to use one of my cam links. So let's go with cam link 4K, right? So we do cam link 4K. So now check this out, right? I have camera A set to cam link 4K, but now camera D is a completely separate camera from up here, right? What I can do now with this camera is I can click on the magic wand here, camera effects, and do something like this. I did that by accident, but that worked out perfectly on camera D. So camera D will have its own camera options. If I want to crop in on this background a little bit, let me see here, zoom and pan. Right, if I want a tighter shot here for myself, and without interrupting my original shot right here, right? So this is my camera A, and this will be my camera D. And as I mentioned before, there's a camera right here to my left that's showcasing this one, camera B. So this is like, will be like kind of another shot here for, you know, another studio background. If I want to crop it in, you can do something like this, right? So this was already pre-cropped before I went live, right? So that is awesome. And what I love about this feature here in Ecamm is that when Anna and I are together on camera, we usually use this feature where we have, like, for example, Camlink 4K, and we have another one here. We would do two separate cameras, and we can crop each other. So we could basically separate ourselves and create camera overlays, for example. So if we're in this scene here, no, that wouldn't be a right scene. If we're in this scene here and I wanted to add another camera underneath, so I would be like, for example, Anna would be up top and I'll be at the bottom, but we're the same camera, just cropped differently, and to make it seem like we're separate. So that is an awesome hack or feature, if you will, with the camera switcher. So I think that's my second favorite feature from the widget interactive widget overlays. All right. We have some Q colons here. Let's go back real quick. Fuljens, will you be doing a full tutorial on these new features in the very near future? Well, actually, today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have, what was going to say, the season premiere of Ecamm live demo with Doc Rock, and there's going to definitely be a full run through of the new features. But if you have any features you want me to showcase today, please let me know, and I can have you covered, Sam. 2-for-1 deal. Yes, that's a very cool feature for having another camera view with the same camera. Yes. And Nino, America, what are you referring to? What example would you like me to show? Please let me know in the comments. All right, so that was camera switcher. While we're still on the subject of camera switcher, video source in separate window. This is also, oh my gosh, I take it back. It's not the camera switch is my second favorite. It's this one. So video source in separate window. And what that means is if we want this camera here, right, camera B, to be in a separate window, we can click on these little ellipses right here, show source in separate window. And it's over here, but it popped out and it's its own separate source, right? So even better, if a guest comes in and we're doing some fancy video production here. So let's say this is a guest. Guest comes in, we can take the guest window and show source in separate window, right? So now the guest is a pop out. You can move that guest to any monitor of your choice. And let's say you were live on set with someone. Let's say I was live on set. I have a show right here on the couch here. And let's say where that gimbal is, there's a TV monitor there. And I'm pointing towards the TV monitor, talking to the guests right there on the TV monitor right there, right? So you can do amazing things like that. I love this feature. This feature is awesome. I love this feature. And not only that, that's going to be, I think that is my favorite use case for that is, when bringing the guests and we want to have the guests on a separate monitor and you do things like that, that feature is awesome. But if you do want to monitor things from your camera switcher from a separate monitor, as opposed to taking the camera switcher and drag it to the screen, you could do that also. Think about the A10 minis, where you were able to, monitor multiple cameras at once. That's what this camera switcher is doing, and then some. So, oh my gosh, this feature is super awesome. All right. So moving along, comments. Comments has a new feature, drag and drop comments. And normally, when we have our closing scenes, we would do something like this, right? You could just drag and drop your comments onto the scene. But now you can also drag your comments from this comments and reactions window. You can drag it to other apps, such as like a text. So if you could drag and drop it to a notepad, you'll have that comment there, which is great because if you're collecting testimonials or Andrea is here. Andrea is saying, I'm super excited about this update. I am now breaking out the M1 Mini, right? Perfect. We want to add that to a note. We can just take this comment and drag and drop it to the notepad and you're good to go. So that is a game changer right there as well. Oh my gosh. Speaking of comments, Amazon Live. Amazon Live now has comments. You can go live on Amazon and be able to pull comments up on screen like we're doing right now on this show. This is awesome. And to do that, there is this feature. So if you are an Amazon influencer and you have the Amazon Creators app, you know where to go. There's an Amazon Live broadcast URL that will be generated there in that app where you can add it there under additional platform options. And Doc has a video on the Ecamm Live YouTube channel on how to set up for Amazon Live, how to get the Amazon Live broadcast URL, and you'll be good to go. But this is where you will be able to add that. And they work flawlessly. And speaking of Amazon Live, in the coming weeks or so, Anna and I will be featuring some Amazon Live shows. These are the two channels here. On the on Fuljens Amazon, we're covering live shopping graphics, hint, hint, and lifestyle photography and video production, of course. And on my channel, it will be DIY, whereas you can, the tools that you can use to build your home studio and do overall home improvement, in addition to home studio gear as well. So if you want to take a look at that, those are the channels that you can visit. Let's check out the comments real quick, see what's going on here. Q colon from Tatiana. Is there a way to save? Whoa. Is there a way to save all comments? That is Tatiana, that is a great feature request, actually. You know how we have the SRT file? So it's, where we have the entire script. We have the markers where you create a text file, and the text file will give you the timestamps for your chapters and whatnot. There could be a file where all these comments coming in can, basically it's a file. It's a text file of all the comments, which is awesome. So let's say Tatiana teaches, Q colon is their way to save all the comments, followed by the next comment is just a straight text file. That's an awesome feature request. So Tatiana, before I forget, please submit that in the Ecamm Live beta group. That is a great feature request right there. And I believe right now we're all squared away with the comments, so we can go on to the next feature. It wouldn't be building blocks without text overlay improvements, right? So text overlay improvements, and this helps create, how we design these lower thirds. So this lower third right here that you see is designed 100% inside the Ecamm Live. Nothing else was imported. The rectangles, the shapes, this was designed completely native inside Ecamm Live, and more so now that we have these text overlay improvements here. So let me see here, we have this emoji right here, right? Before you were not able to do this. You're not able to kind of like maneuver these text overlays to this low on the screen because there'll be so much dead pixel space. You see, let me go into live demo mode so you can see it much clearer, right? You notice under the emoji, you see this white outline around the emoji, and you see this dead pixel space here. So this would kind of like forbid you from, you probably be stuck like right here. And the larger you made this, it's just gonna create something that it's gonna discourage you from even using it. But now you can do stuff like that. You can you could push it to beyond the edge of your screen in all four corners. And you could do that with quite a few other things, right? You can do that with not only with emojis, but what else do I have here? You can do that with text. So let's say this YouTube button, this is a custom font from thefont.com. It's social media circled. And right, look at that. You could scale it around without it disappearing and whatnot. So that is an awesome feature. These text overlay improvements definitely go into your text overlay panel, your emoji keyboard, and check out the pictographs and the wingdings and whatnot, and see how much you could scale them around the screen and create graphics using that, just like what you see here in this lower third here. So text overlay improvements. Ken and Glenn, thank you so much. Hopefully we don't have to wait to 5.0 for some more overlay stuff. Maybe 4.1. Let's wait. Let's hope for 4.1. All right. Let's see here. Go back to some Q colons here. That's not the Q colon section. Here we go. All right. Fuljens, you know your deal. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Something that I've been really invested in the past few months, and I just wanted to do it myself. So if you go to my channel, my channel, uh, you have a few here. So if you want inspiration on how to fish your cables behind the wall when you're mounting your TV, I got you covered. If you want some inspiration on mounting the TV by yourself, I got you covered. Finding a stud, I got you covered. Using power tools to get the job done, I got you covered. So that's what I'll be covering on my channel, and of course back on the Amazon channel for Out on Fuljens. That's more so what we do, live shopping graphics, again, hint hint, and the tools that we use for our video production, and in addition to photography as well. I think we have some more comments here. Can you link those type overlays? You mean the overlays for the social media circled? Mr. Moderator, if that's what Andrea is referring to, please share that link for Andrea, the social media circled font from thefont.com. All the overlays you are using in separate scenes, yes, they are. So for each feature that I'm going through right now, each is a separate scene. Yes, including this one here. So this is the comment scene. And let's see here. Can you buy the overlays? You can send the email, Irene, to annaandfulgence@gmail.com. That's annaandfulgence@gmail.com. So if there is a specific something that you want to be designed custom wise, you can reach out to us for that, and we'll take care of you. Thank you, Tatiana. Have a good day, and we'll see you on Team Replay. All right. I think we are good with the comments. Let me just make sure. Okay, yes, we're good. All right, so we were just covering the text overlay improvements. And here's another small feature, but can be super useful: the new timer features inside of Ecamm. And let me see here. Let's pull up the timer overlay. Just as I suspected, it's like all the way over here. Let's pull over the time over. Okay, perfect. And let's go into live demo mode. All right, so the timer overlays, right? If we go to stopwatch, let's say you want to use your stopwatch overlay and you see the milliseconds here, you can actually untick that now and you have something like this. And I think this would be helpful for, let's change the color of that, fitness instructors. And if you have timed presentations, this will be helpful as well. So this is a great feature where you can actually hide the milliseconds. And I have a beef about that. Because why is it that we hide the milliseconds for the stopwatch, but yet for the clock, we still have the seconds here? Can we get a feature request for this, please? Let's remove this. Let's remove this right here, please. Oh my gosh. And countdown to a date and time. For countdown to a date and time, you now have a calendar picker for that as well. So here's a calendar picker where you can just basically select your calendar date, which is pretty awesome. So those are the two features here. The calendar picker is available under countdown to a date and time. Let me see. Countdown to a time every day does not have that feature. Countdown for an amount of time does not have that feature. It's just countdown to a date and time where you have the calendar picker. And the stopwatch, you can actually have the option now to not show those milliseconds. All right. Speaking of seconds, 3, 2, 1, record. When you hit the record button, I don't remember if it's the same for going live. I don't think it's for going live. But when you hit the record button, you have this 3, 2, 1 countdown now. It's a 3-second countdown to let you know that you're about to go live and prepare yourself for your presentation. So that's a pretty awesome feature there. So next time you go into Ecamm, if you haven't noticed that before, well, in the previous version of Ecamm, you hit the record button and you just you're live. That's it. You just hit the record button and you're recording. But now you have that 3-second delay, which is pretty awesome. So another small yet useful feature. And speaking of useful feature, this right here is, why does this camera keep showing? The speed test. The speed test, right? So for example, for this morning, let's say I wanted to go live on 3 platforms. If you look down here, right, required speed for 3 destinations was 45.7, and my speed result was that. I have that little green check mark to show that I'm good to go live with 3 destinations at 4K. Although it scaled down to 1080 because I'm also live streaming to LinkedIn, and LinkedIn requires 1080, so Ecamm had to scale it down. But what's awesome is that Ecamm scaled it down automatically. I don't have to go back into the preferences and do that before I go live, or hey, you cannot go live, you have to go in preferences and change this now. No, Ecamm says, do you want me to do it for you? I have you covered. Focus on your show. So this feature is, oh my gosh, it's a lifesaver, right? Same thing with Amazon. If you're going live on Amazon, Amazon requires 720p. 720p, right? So you can't even do 1080. So if you're multi-streaming to, let's say 3 destinations, let's say you're multi-streaming to Amazon Live, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube, and you set it to 4K, you forgot to set it to 720. Once you click that go live button, you're going to get a notification from Ecamm saying, whoa, Amazon Live needs 720p. Do you want me to take care of this for you? Yes or no? You click yes, you're good to go. So this feature is super awesome. There was one last thing. Last week, you saw that transition there. Last week, we mentioned that we were going to feature this on our Buy Me a Coffee. And our fault, we didn't get to put it up there. So it's currently available now. So if you still want this transition right here, it's available. So you're going to get the Keynote file where you can actually edit it yourself. And you're going to get the finished product, which is what you're seeing here, which is this right here. And have fun with it. And also, when you go to download the file, there's a link to a specific timestamp in last week's Building Blocks video, which shows you how to actually save the file, right? So if you go back and you edit it, if you edit it and you want to save it as an animated overlay, just go back to that timestamp in the video and it'll show you how to save it as a transparent background. So when you drag and drop it into Ecamm, you don't have any issues. So sorry about that, but it is officially available as of today. And let's see if we have any comments here or questions. Okay, so Andrea is saying, oh, it wasn't a font. My question was using the Ecamm folder linking option and applying it to emojis. Hold on. Let me just make sure I got you covered here, Andrea. Linking in the overlays folder in Ecamm is what I refer to as text with background. Linking option applied to emojis. Okay, so, well, if you're referring to linking, yes, we can absolutely do link. So let me show you real quick. Maybe this is what you mean. So if you want to link, a text background with an emoji, for example, well, you could just link any overlays that you want to. So if we do, so let's say this right here, which is a text background. So if we have this text background here and we want to do, bring in an emoji now. Want to bring in an emoji. Right? Or anything in the emoji keyboard, right? Pictographs or shapes or triangles or whatnot, right? So if we have these two together, Andrea, as long as you have them in a folder, and then you click on the little chain link icon right here where it says lock overlay, you can link and move them together. So hopefully that answers your question. If not, please let me know, or feel free to reach out afterwards for further clarification. But that's how you're able to link the overlays together and apply it to emojis or anything from the emoji keyboard for that matter. All right. All right, so I think we're squared away. One more question from Andrea. Are we able to use the YouTube Live pop-out to show as in show using the widget? Let me see. Pop-out chat. Pop-out chat. And the chat is popped out. Boom, boom, boom. Just gonna try to do it really, really quick and discreet, so we don't get in trouble on the other platforms. Hopefully not. Live demo mode. So this is the pop out, and it gives a URL thing here. So let's just copy and see what happens. Let's copy and see what happens here. And then we're going to add a new widget. Where did my overlays go? We're going to add a new widget. And just copy it and paste that in there and see. Let's see what happens. Probably select keep running high resolution mode. There it is. There it is. It's not in dark mode, but there it is. It does work. And again, if we toggle this on right here, look at that. We can scroll through all the comments. So you have that there, but use it at your own risk. I've not heard good stories about those type of things, so I don't use them. I don't use them. So, but there you go. It does work. So that was a great question, Andrea. All right. So if there are no other questions, and as I did that, my chat is just like gone because I X'd out of it, and there it is. All right, cool. Yeah, if there are no other questions, I think we've covered everything here. Just to do a quick recap, you could add chapter markers to your videos using the M key, or if you just wanted to add a quick timestamp, or Shift M if you want to label a timestamp. That feature is there while you're recording and or while you are live. And widgets, you can interact with your web widgets, such as this one. So if we just showed you how we interacted with the comments window, right? So we use that. And we have a few samples from earlier where we pulled in the video from the Ken and Glenn live demo yesterday when we were releasing Ecamm Live version 4. We can actually play this right now for you. You can control that right there inside of Ecamm, which eliminates the need for your screen share overlays. Goodbye screen share overlays for the purpose of using websites, right? You can say goodbye to that. Interactive trivia such as this one. And LinkedIn scheduling and auto captioning. You have that feature now where you can schedule your LinkedIn broadcast, which is freaking awesome. And not only that, it also provides an option to add your automatic captioning, right? You could just check that off right before you schedule your post. And also what I love about scheduling LinkedIn posts inside of Ecamm compared to when I was scheduling them in Restream. Restream, I don't know if you guys use Restream to schedule LinkedIn, but Restream would have some type of character limit. So if I'm usually copying and pasting usual things where like affiliate links and whatnot, LinkedIn would be like, listen, this is too much characters. You have to edit this. So I have to edit it separately. But in Ecamm, for whatever reason, that limit is not there. I put everything. I put my description, put the affiliate links and whatnot, and save, and it'll go out to LinkedIn just like that. Listen, it's awesome. Camera switcher. So we have those effects in camera switcher where, you know, you can have your separate cameras and just click on them like that. So you can use them as an actual camera switcher, but also you can have these crop effects and whatnot. in addition to taking specific videos from the camera switcher, and you could pop them out, and then you could drag them to other monitors or other windows, which is a great feature, especially when we're doing talk shows. And also dragging and dropping comments, where we can actually drag and drop mouth is very dry comments not only onto the program window, but you could drag and drop those comments into notes as well. And Amazon Live now, you have the option to add comments, which is, I'm super excited to check this out, and refer to Doc's video on right here on the Ecamm Live YouTube channel, where he shows you the process of how to get Amazon Live set up and how to add your Amazon Live comments. If you are an Amazon influencer and you have the Amazon Creator app, you know where to go, but Doc will walk you through the entire process. And again, check out the two Amazon channels on fuljens.store/Amazon, fuljens.com/Amazon, where we are going to go over a few good things for you all, and text overlay improvements, where you can continue to design and improve the design process of these graphics, such as this one, directly inside of Ecamm Live with no additional tools needed. The timer features, right? You can remove your milliseconds from your stopwatch, which creates the need for a new feature request to remove the milliseconds from the clock, please. And you have the calendar picker when you're picking a date to from which one was it again? It was countdown to a date and time. You can actually use the calendar picker there. And when we start our live recordings, when we start a recording, you have a 3-second delay, a 3-second countdown, so you can get ready to go live. And we have the awesome speed test, right? Under stream and system preferences, you have the speed test right there. You don't have to go to Google or anything like that. You could do it directly inside the Ecamm Live. Add your destinations, run your speed test. You get that check mark, you're good to go. You get a red X. You need to think twice before you go live. And once again, this transition is now available on the Buy Me a Coffee, in addition to the Keynote file, where you can edit it yourself and save it. And then there's the timestamp in the description of where to go from last week's video on how to save it properly. And you could drag and drop into Ecamm and do that transition right there. I think we are all squared away. Yes, Andrea is squared away. And David Blackman, how are you? Good morning. Good to see you here. And happy belated. Happy belated, yes. I think it's not too late to tell you happy belated birthday. Elevated Thinking Media, thanks for the helpful information. You are very, very welcome. And remember that at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's the season premiere of Ecamm Live Demo with Doc Rock, where he'll go over some of these features in detail and much, much more, because there are tons of features. We just wanted to cover some of our favorite features here that will help you with your overall workflow inside of Ecamm Live. And if there are no other questions, have a great rest of your Friday, everyone. See you later for Ecamm Live Demo, and we'll see you Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Ecamm Network News.